Hello and welcome in. I go by Fiadh. I'm an energy and spirit worker, Reiki master, and healing arts practitioner. And today, what I wanted to offer was a distance, intuitive spirit medicine session, channeling our spirit allies and our guardians of the other world, connecting to you wherever and whenever you are, to help support in relaxing overthinking and easing the kind of spiraling, looping, jumping 10 steps ahead into the future type of thoughts. And give me a second, let me try and find my words. And helping you kind of trust and connect more deeply with that creative force, that primal life force energy, to help balance out our logical mind, our ego, our thoughts, the way we interact with the world, and our more kind of primal life energy, to integrate them more fully so that you can better show up with trust, with love, with desire, with passion, with anything that energizes you, what brings you to life. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm having trouble putting that into words, but it makes sense to me. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to start the channel of energy, allow any messages that want to come through, any spirit allies that wish to come through, with respect to both of our personal energies, so we're not kind of sharing our own unique energetic signatures with each other. And I'm going to let you relax, drink some water, and do whatever you need to help feel good. And I hope this session serves you well. I feel really called to ask Spider Spirit, Grandmother Spider, to come through, to help support us, to connect to anyone here in the collective, with empowering and delving more deeply into the creative force. I'm gonna move this candle so I don't accidentally burn myself. It's this green candle with hibiscus flowers, shatavari, and California poppy. But before I move it, if you want to focus on the flame, focus on the fire, invite in your highest self, your spirit allies, any guardians, whoever you wish to call in, or just an open intention asking for energetic protection during this session. As you can see, might be able to tell, my mind is also all over the place today. Hence, one of the reasons I'm doing this session. Bringing in the blue calcite. Asking it to clear and calm the mind. And to support the breath. Clearing the pathways of your nasal passages, into the airways, down into the lungs, supporting your diaphragm. Sorry if that's an annoying sound. My cat found a plastic bag, or like empty bag of some sort, and she's laying on it. I don't want to take it away from her because she's happy and settled there and not playing around the candle like she was earlier, so I'll take one over the other. Just clearing any kind of dense, anxious, heavy thoughts from the mind, from the crown. Inviting in spider spirit, helping build, I'm seeing like the silver threads, the web, the connection, that deeper connection with your higher self, with your love, with your passion, going from the mind into the heart, turning golden as it anchors into your heart space, I'm seeing Tulsi, holy basil, as I'm in the heart space. Holy basil is this beautiful adaptogen. Supports with symptoms of anxiety, nervous exhaustion, of some of the symptoms of clinical depression. Of course, it's not, the one treatment, but it's supportive as you move through that. Moving farther in out of your energy field, feeling like kind of pushed away. Not in a bad way, just farther in the field, maybe more distant past, maybe something more distant in the future that you're afraid of. An unconscious fear. Moving into the back of the neck, and this is all about connection, our connection to community, feeling supported. I just started feeling like a sense of loneliness, so I really want to work in that area. Fearing you can't express yourself or create freely. Maybe that means you'll lose some sort of support, or you think it will. Or maybe there's something that you want to express or you haven't been willing to express because it feels like it's going to damage your pride somehow. Trying to protect the ego. Just fine. The ego wants to be protected. It's there to try and keep us safe. So we're just going to balance it into a healthy way, a healthy pride, healthy ego. Feeling supported, uplifted, and cared for from a more genuine sense. But not like forced humbleness. I'm just channeling right now. I have no idea what any of this fully means. Also, when we're talking about the creative energy, if you've ever been into any kind of creative field, there's a lot of ego, there's a lot of pride, a lot of self-consciousness attached to anything we create, and a lot of comparison. Taking things a little bit too seriously. Not that your work, your passions, your creativity aren't serious, but it's like that balance of like life force and creativity and sensuality are fun. They're pleasurable. They can be serious and playful at the same time. Or they can be angry or sad or revolutionary. But bringing in the sense of love, of lightness, of releasing the self-consciousness. This beautiful piece of tree agate. Balancing the movement of all of your energetic channels through the body, through the mind, through the soul, helping ground the actions, the inspiration, the ideas, helping you move through the process versus getting stuck in one part of the process. And when I talk about creative force, it's not about like one piece, like painting. This is about how you go through life in all ways. And the way our creativity shows up is multidimensional and complex. Releasing rules of how that has to show up. in the solar plexus, the digestion, the integration of information, the balancing and moving through our inspiration, our thoughts, our logic, with what feels good, with what feels right. What feels just. Also with our energy, our ability to get things done, to move forward. I always say, especially when it comes to anything that makes us feel vulnerable, anything that helps connect us more deeply with that life force energy, our creative side, our expression. It's about building trust with it. It's not about forcing things to happen or a certain outcome or trying to control it. You're bringing it into the world. And for me, especially, I've been stuck in my head a lot recently. Or going on like that loop-de-loop mental spiral, self-criticism, perfectionism thing that drains me of my life force energy. Starting small, just doing something that feels good, putting something out there. Doesn't have to be big. Could just be like a small piece of vulnerability, of saying something real to a friend, and allowing it to be received however it's received. No expectations. And it's always funny when I do that, when it's something that I've been like thinking so deeply about that I've really built it up in my head as something scary or something that everyone's going to hate, or I look back at it and tear it apart mentally. And every single time there's something I really hate that I've been scared to put out there because I've just been stuck in my head about it, even if it's something really small. It's usually surprisingly well received. I always think of that as like a little pick me up, a way for me to rebuild trust and hope in myself when I'm kind of criticizing myself to death. Pardon that phrase. I'm a Virgo. I nitpick myself all the time. There's having loving standards for yourself, and then there's not trusting yourself. And sometimes that means doing something, even releasing something, saying something, creating the thing, even if it feels really bad at the moment, but you really wanted to, just as a way to, kind of rebuild that that relationship with your own life force. I hope that makes sense. Integrating the light and the shadow, the fear and the excitement, the judgment versus the criticism, loving judgment. This pretty piece of carnelian. I love this piece. Doesn't it just look like a flame? This really satisfying texture as well. Going into the sacral, connecting the sacral and the heart as well with this bridge through our body. Just releasing tension. Moving into fluidity, flexibility, altering and shifting form, allowing things to take shape versus trying to cling to control. It's the relationship, it's the co-creating, not the controlling within yourself, with the world, with other people, just easing the grip. In a very supported, grounded way. Sweet Pea. I have so many cats, but Sweet Pea is my little street cat. I found her outside my house years ago. She's over there snoring her little head off. Anytime I do energy work or even like listen to a meditation or sound bath, it uses her little nervous system so much. It's very cute. Like, I never hear her snore like this. Let's see. It's my little protective balm I made for myself with some of my plant allies. Just focusing my intentions on the hips, the pelvis, the legs, the knees, the ankles. You're rooted, you're connected, deeply supported by your body, by your structures, by your foundations that you are building within yourself, that your community members and spirit allies and higher self are helping build for you. To the knees, maybe you might need to adjust your posture, stretch, shake something off. You have some sort of release. If you feel so called to, just to help let loose, shake something loose. Down to your ankles, to your feet. Integrating your life force energy, your spiritual connection, your guidance, your passion, as well as your logic, your brain. Those things aren't bad. This isn't about neglecting those parts of yourself. The parts of yourself that are curious, that analyze, that think. Just balancing and integrating and being able to bring some loving compassion and movement into those spaces, and integrating them with the world, with your physicality, with your interactions, with your drive, with your motivation. The causes you believe in. Helping release some of the noise. The distractions, the self-doubt. If you need to rest, you need to take some time. That's also okay. It's finding your perfect balance. I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate all of the support, all of the kind comments, any kind of feedback. It's truly appreciated. I am so grateful for every single one of you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week.